Hello Capricorn, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing. Okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a Two of Discs. Some important change going on in your life. And that, wow, a lot of cards of change here. That's interesting. We're going to do our Dove and Serpent spread, and as I put these cards out, I want to also say that if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments to this video. Okay? All right, continuing on here. Path of the Serpent looks pretty good. A lot of fire energy today, and that's always welcome. Let's see, mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Let's use the ancient Italian tarot. I like to switch it up every once in a while. And this is the card. We're not going to look at it until the very end. We're just going to leave it right over here. And hopefully at the end of everything, that will tie the reading together and, you know, give us the confirmation that we need. All right. So, major. We've got earth, earth, water. We've got earth, fire, and a fire court card. Fire court card at the end. That's going to be very interesting. I think there's a lot of excitement, a lot of activity going on this week. But first, let's start with this Two of Discs. I think your life has been changing for you. I think if we go back and look at some of the last readings that we've had for you, Capricorn, your life has changed a lot. Like a lot of kind of back and forth, a lot of fluctuating energy, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of challenges, a lot of triumphs. Okay? But I think the last reading that we had really showed like one kind of hump. We got over the major hurdle, you know? And I think now your life is really starting to take on a more easygoing flow, you know? I feel like you're really in this mindset, especially this week. It feels like you're ready to make positive changes. You're ready to kind of stop sacrificing yourself so much. You're ready to start pursuing the things that really give you pleasure and satisfaction. The things that really provide meaning for you in your life. What is your purpose? Right? What kind of things are you after? What kind of accomplishments? What kind of relationships? What kind of joy are you looking for in your life? Well, this Two of Discs is telling me, and especially with this Emperor energy right here, let's just go ahead and take this card with it. You're really taking control of your life, okay? You're not putting up with any BS. And more than that, though, more than keeping away the things that you don't want, you're starting to go after the things that you do want. But more than just going after them, I feel like you're attracting them to you, right? If this is you, you're this Emperor energy, you're in charge. You are a leader. You have this illumination about you, this radiance, this glow that I think people are attracted to. People are starting to notice that about you. One thing about some of your past readings was we always would get the Sun card, but then it'd always be kind of overshadowed by something else. And I used to say that you had this tendency to kind of dim your shine a little bit, right? To turn your light down a little bit. I think that ended for you. I don't think you do that. I think you have this Emperor energy about you, which is a confidence. It's an assertiveness. This is a solar radiance now that is very much in charge, very much the decider, the decision maker. You know what I mean? It's not just a radiant sun that's shining on everyone and is just cheerful and joyous and generous, providing light and heat and warmth and security for everyone. which I think is part of your nature, but this is a little bit more refined. This is a little bit more narrowed down. This is, if I could be honest, a little bit more selfish. Okay, now, I know that's a bad word, but you need a little bit of this, right? You need a little bit of this confidence, a little bit of this self-direction, a little bit of this self-possession, right? And those are some of the changes that you're making in your life. And I think that's really attracting things to you. You're attracting all of the best qualities from the world around you. Okay? Now let's dive into that a little bit. The first thing that I want to talk about is the 8 of discs here. So this is really what we need, because the Emperor energy could really become a bully and a tyrant, right? Really could become an arrogant SOB, okay? But we've got a lot of these cards around us, a lot of these energies, even this Death card, the Art or Temperance card, and this 8 of discs. This is kind of keeping us in check. This is keeping us balanced, right? We still have a lot of goals in our life. There are a lot of things that we want to do, okay? And I feel like you always have your eye on the prize. You always know what you're aiming for, where you're going. You have a lot of direction. I think now you have this self-directed energy, this confidence about your path in life that, again, like I said, it's kind of attracting people and energies. It's like the universe has noticed this kind of energy that you're putting forth, and the universe is sending things your way. It's matching that energy. So this 8 of discs, this is really like, I feel, new opportunities that are sprouting up for you. And this is kind of like a plant or a tree that's now, it has sprouted, it's grown, it's matured, it's flowered, it's starting to produce fruit. These are new opportunities for you that are sprouting up and starting to blossom. These are new friendships. These are new associations with people or groups, organizations that have the same kind of drive or ambition or purpose that you have. You know, a lot of like-minded individuals. A lot of people that share your ideals and your ideas. Okay? A lot of new friendships. A lot of new, I think, business opportunities, opportunities for love or romance, opportunities for fun and excitement and pleasure, opportunities for travel, opportunities for all sorts of things. We see all of that here with the 2 of discs, traveling, changing your location, changing your appearance, changing your life, changing your style, your possessions. We see the 3 of Cups, finding new ways to enjoy yourself. What is it that you enjoy, right? How do you experience joy? We see the 10 of discs over here, new opportunity for income, for business, for money, for transactions, right? And we see all of this fire energy too, showing new opportunities for creative self-expression. Okay, but it's not just wild and out of control kind of craziness. No, it's very thought out. It's very tempered. We see that Temperance card over here. We'll get to that in a minute. But the 8, this is finding these new opportunities sprouting up all over your garden, but you still have to go and tend to them. Got to clear the weeds away. Got to nourish them. You got to give them some of your light and heat. You've got to give them some of this water, some of this soil, some of these vitamins, nutrients, I don't know, plant food. In order for these to really bear fruit, you have to take care of them. You have to tend to your garden. And this is the garden of opportunities. Again, new friendships, new romances, new business opportunities, networking opportunities, new opportunities for travel, for spiritual growth and evolution. I don't want to just come across like it's all just superficial material things. No, this is really you going after what is meaningful for you. And these new relationships, you're attracting all of the right people, all of the right things and energies to yourself. Because of this shared purpose, I think because of all this fire energy that we have here, people are resonating with you, right? The universe is resonating with you in such a way that the universe is sending all of these things your way. It's something that happens, right? It's just a magnetism kind of thing. It's like you have such presence now that you are bending space-time and everything's just falling in place, falling in front of you. Everything is aligning. But it takes work. It takes tending. You still have to put in the effort. You still have to use the rest of these energies that are here. And I really do like this Two of Discs because I think you're making positive changes in your life. You're choosing to be more sun and more emperor, right, than maybe we have been in the past. Now, speaking of the past, we have this Art or Temperance card in the past. And this is a reminder that at one time in our lives, we used to dim our light. We used to lower our voice. We used to kind of lower our head. We used to dim our shine. Right? But I don't think we're doing that anymore. We used to temper ourselves so much that we were too much in the background. Right? We put ourselves too much behind everything else. But now, we're learning that this kind of temperance is good, but it could be taken too far. Okay? So we're trying to blend now this active versus passive, this dynamic, outgoing versus this yielding and magnetic kind of energy, right? We don't want this emperor energy to just be a tyrant and a bully and a mean SOB, right? So we still need the temperance. We still need to have some art, some tact, a little bit of subtlety as we make these decisions, as we choose new directions in life, as we choose which of these sprouts, these new friendships, these new acquaintances or opportunities, these new doors that are opening before us, as we choose which ones we want to give the good soil to, right? Give the good water to, give the good sunlight to. So there's still a lot of discernment that needs to take place. A lot of checks and balances, a lot of keeping yourself equalized, right? Maintain this equilibrium, keep a rational mind about you. The one thing that we don't really have here is any of this air energy. Now, I wasn't going to mention it because I didn't want to invoke that energy. Past readings for you, that damn air energy has been such a nuisance. It's been such trouble, literally in every reading. Now, watch, the mystery card will be some air energy. But almost every reading has had some sort of air energy that will just creep in and be a little bit of a disruption. Okay? Now, the air energy that I'm talking about now is the rational air energy that is going to keep a good head on your shoulders, right? We don't just want to be led away by our impulses, by our heart, by our desires, right? We have to have a rational mind still so that we can be discerning and choose which one of these sprouts or which one of these plants we want to devote our time to, okay? So we need a little bit of the air energy. So maybe if we have some air in this mystery card, that'll be a good thing. But we'll see. Could be something different. So this is the recent past. This is what we've been dealing with. And this, I think, is what we're still remembering. We're not going to forget what we've been through, because then we're going to end up repeating it or going back to this kind of energy. This is behind us, but we're not going to forget about it. Okay? Now, the Death card underneath it all. 13th mystery of the tarot, the Death energy, the Scorpio energy. This, I think, it's underneath everything. Okay, so this is an impulse that is kind of subtle. It's unconscious. It's not something that you're consciously thinking about and trying to do and intending to do. This is something beneath the surface. Okay, and this is the idea that you're really starting your life all over again. The way that we've dealt with the past, the energy that we're coming into in the future, and the way that we are trying to grow these new opportunities, the way we are attracting new people, new friendships, new business deals, all of these new things that are coming to us. Because the choice that we're making to change our outgoing energy. Okay? The real, I think, spiritual implication or the unconscious drive for this is really about the death of the old and the birth of the new. I really feel like this is a rebirthing kind of process for you. Now, I know that's not anything all that profound, but I don't feel as if this is a natural evolution of your life. I feel like you had to really, what's symbolized here, you really had to go from one form of energy to the other. You really had to choose, and maybe it's an unconscious choice, choose to activate this solar, this emperor kind of energy. I feel like in some ways you really had to say goodbye to who you were, right? To that energy that would willingly turn it down, right? That would lower your voice, that would shrink into the background. Kind of had to say goodbye to that person, right? Because I feel like you're growing such new and important things, meaningful things for you, that I feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you're being reborn as not as a new person, but as like a new version of yourself, right? Capricorn 2.0. And I feel like that's why we have this death card that's down here, because this is not just, I'm going to make a couple changes. I'm going to maybe do my hair differently, and then I'm going to be a new person, No, this is deeper than that for you. This, I think, goes, the person, the version of ourselves that we're saying goodbye to, was born, in childhood, or at least in young adulthood, probably early childhood. So that person has really been in that energy for a long time. So to go from that energy to this solar emperor style energy now, that's a big shift. And that's not to be taken lightly, It's not just, like I said earlier, it's not just a superficial, I'm just going to do my hair differently, I'm just going to, I'm going to try to take advantage of opportunities, or I'm going to try to be more outgoing. No, I think it's been a real spiritual transformation for you that may have been primarily going on underneath the surface, but it might be worth your while to pause and acknowledge that, Ask yourself if you are ready to say goodbye to who you used to be, right? Because I think this is the defining moment for you. I really think it is. What we see in the immediate future, a lot of celebrations. 3 of Cups. This is you, I think, embracing this new version of yourself. But again, it's not like just evolving. It's not Capricorn 1.1. No, we're going up a whole revision, right? A whole kind of a rebirth. And I think it's going to be worth your while. I think that you're going to find such tremendous satisfaction in all of these new connections that you're making. You're, like I said, you're attracting all of these great things to you, that you're going to have to really keep a good head on your shoulders so that you can choose what you want to embrace, right? There might be more coming in than you really want or need or can handle. So you're going to have to be a little discerning, and you're going to have to choose what plants you want to keep in your garden and which ones you might have to say no to, you know? But having that power, having that self-directed life, it's going to feel really good. Really, really good. So I'm excited for this energy. I'm excited for just the joy that you're going to feel, right? Your joy, the prospect of your joy is giving me joy. That's how strong this Three of Cups is. You know? I feel like this is going to be something you haven't felt maybe since you can remember. It's going to be, I think, that intense that you may not remember a time where you felt this much joy from just doing things, being a person and making decisions and, you know, being out in the world, you know, deciding, right? Let's go to the path of the Serpent now. We see here a lot of fire energy, and I think that the fire energy is good, creative, warm, expressive fire energy. The first thing that we see is this Eight of Wands. This is a real quickness. This is, well, we have this Eight of Discs and the Eight of Wands, right? So I think that with all of these things coming in, all of these relationships that you're attracting, these opportunities that you're attracting, I think you really are going to have to use your higher mind, your intuition, your spiritual knowledge and understanding to quickly decide what you're going to do. It's just, there's a quickness here. There's a cat down here too, I think. You're going to have to put this into action, you know. You're going to have to make these decisions. It's one thing to be this Emperor energy and to attract these things to you, but then you're going to have to also do the work, and like I said, you're going to have to tend the garden and provide the water and the soil and the sunlight to these things that you want to keep and that you want to nourish. And this card is basically an indication of you doing that, right? You are expressing your fiery, confident, assertive, creative energy to each one of these flowers, right? We have the 8 and the 8. So each one of these flowers or fruits is getting your attention, is getting this fiery energy from you. Okay, so this is you basically reaching out and picking each one of these fruits. Okay, so perhaps everything on the path of the dove was more theoretical, but what we have on the path of the serpent is action now, right? This may be what you're aware of. All these things are coming into you. Feels good. And then we've got to reach out and pull them the rest of the way in, right? And that's going to create just a tremendous abundance and wealth in your environment. Physical wealth, yeah, I think whatever financial opportunities you're taking advantage of, they're going to really pay off. But this is an emotional, this is an intellectual, this is a spiritual fulfillment, abundance, right? A lot of wealth coming in your way. And this is the feeling that you are a very wealthy person, okay? And not just financial wealth. This is a wealth of quality around you. You're surrounding yourself with things that share your values, things that share your ideals, your purpose, things that really resonate with you. You know, you're not just hoarding things. You're not just filling your life up with a bunch of meaningless stuff. The things that you choose to have around you, the people, the plants, the pets, the objects, everything, the energy that you have around you is going to be energy that resonates with you. And that I think is very important, because I think what we've been talking about in the past is you trying to change your frequency to resonate with other people, to resonate with everything else. What we have now is the universe sending you things, energy, people, relationships, opportunities that are already tuned to your frequency. Let that sink in, because I think that is a big difference between who you are now and who you were. The things that are coming in are already vibrating at your frequency. So you don't have to change who you are. You don't have to expect anyone else to change who they are, because they're already tuned the same as you. Okay, there's already that harmony and resonance coming in. All right? The instruments are pre-tuned. Okay? So what we see next is a good evolution of this fire energy. And this is you taking risks. Not being dangerous, not putting yourself in harm's way. This is you being brave and bold. You know, yeah, get the crazy hairdo. Get the wild and outrageous clothes if that's what you want. Be bold. Live boldly. You know, be loud. Right? Put yourself in the foreground. Put yourself in the spotlight. Get up there and sing that karaoke song. I don't know why I just thought of that. Let me know what your favorite karaoke song is, because I feel like a lot of you are up for singing karaoke. Anyway, do those things that the old you probably would have never done. Always have shied away from certain things. Dressing a certain way, using certain words or expressions, or being loud, or being the center of attention, or telling jokes, or being dramatic, or getting up on stage, you know, literally. You're going to be doing those things that you were once afraid to do. I think that is a wonderful contrast between how we were. Right. The final card, I think, is a little bit of a caution, a little bit of a warning, because this horse could really take off with us. Okay? This fiery energy, especially if we start and we're doing this thing here, we're living boldly. Right? What is it that Black Phillip said? Live deliciously. Right? And I think that's very appropriate for Capricorn anyway. You're the goat, so. But that kind of impulse could be taken to the extreme. So we have to be a little bit careful with that. Because sometimes that horse is the one leading, right? You look at this Knight of Wands, you don't know really who's in charge here, right? Who is directing this fiery energy? Is it the horse? Or is it the knight on the horse is really in control, right? So we have to make sure that we maintain our discernment, our level head, you know, our caution and our prudence enough to keep things in balance. We don't want the horse running off with us, you know. We don't want to lose control over this fiery energy. But now, let's look at that mystery card. I was thinking it'd be some air energy. I didn't want to say it, but it slipped out. I'm sorry. So now we might have to deal with some air energy. But this might not be some air energy. Or maybe it is that 6 of Swords that I rejected from last week's reading. Right? Last week I said we don't want the 6 of Swords. And I got some backlash from some people in the comments about that. Because yeah, the 6 of Swords is a very good card. But we didn't need that. We didn't need to bring our consciousness back to trying to organize these conflicts, trying to sort things out, trying to find a win-win solution to things, because that gets us right back into the kind of conflict resolution mindset that we've been trying to get out of. We've been trying to get out of the air energy. I don't care how good the air energy is. We don't want to be involved in that mediation, at least at that time, right? Now, I think the mediation that we need is just between our head and our heart. This impulse, this fire energy that we have, we need to be able to keep it in check a little bit. Okay, so what is this going to be? Maybe this is going to be that 6 of Swords. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some air energy. Well, it's a 7. It's a 7 of Swords. So that's good. I like the Seven of Swords. I don't like it in the Ancient Italian deck as much as I like it in the Thoth deck because of the imagery, right? But the Seven of Swords, this is showing that our central will, our plan, our goal, our firm grasp on the reality of the situation is not going to be interfered with by other impulses, other ideas. We're not going to let this horse carry us away. Okay? And the Seven is also about kind of how we triumph over the intellectual energy. Now, the number 7, at least in my system, the way I look at it, is a number that represents fire, right? And with the Seven of Swords, then we have the fire and the air. So we have that balance then between the air and the fire. How do we triumph over the air energy, right? Maybe too much analysis, too much self-doubt, too much keeping ourselves in check. Well, we've got to use this fire energy. How do we hold that fiery energy back? Well, it's with the swords energy. It's with the rational discernment. It is about keeping an open dialogue between our rational mind and what our spirit, what our heart wants to just go do. Right? There's really no other way around it. It is holding on to that central principle. And that's why I like the Thoth Seven of Swords better, because it shows a central ace of swords right in the middle. And then there are 3 swords on either side that are attacking that central sword. So no matter what comes your way, you cannot let go of your firm grip on your reality, on your goals, on what you are trying to accomplish. Like I said at the beginning, you're still very goal-oriented, right? You still have a plan. It's not just, you're not just cutting loose, going wild, you don't care about anything. No, you still have a path that you're on. There's still things that you're trying to do in your life. You have to hold on to your central truth and don't let anything push you aside, anyone or anything. And certainly don't let your own fiery energy throw you off course. I think that's a pretty good... Well, you know, actually, now that we're looking at it, this one does have that central sword. Okay? So, this... I mean, you know, I like it enough. But the idea there is to hold on, to not lose your grip on that. Okay? Because I think this is your truth. It's your comprehension of your life and your path. Okay? This is your clear thinking. That's not going to be distracted by all of this wonderful energy that we have here. You still have work to do. Okay, it's not just all fun and games. You still have to choose, again, which of these opportunities, these budding flowers, plants that you want to take advantage of, that you want to associate with, and bring into your world. And you still have to keep a check on a lot of this fiery energy. So I think this is a real level-headed, sober-headed confirmation card. And this is the kind of air energy that we need in this reading, okay? Because we didn't have any other air. So this is good that we get this. And this is really you maintaining perspective, maintaining control, no matter what comes your way, no matter how good it feels. You still have to keep that level head. Okay. Now we're going to move into the extended reading. If you want to stick around, please click on the link that's right up here. And then you can have access to all of the extended readings, not just Capricorn, but for every sign. Okay. This was your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Thank you so much for letting me read for you.